are going down. So that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of volume that would be affecting.
And just so you know, that's how we make a benefit for your town, is that extra stuff we bring in, and the stuff you have now, we pay a hosting fee to you to show a revenue.
Right.
To you to make it worth it, to make sure that your roads are covered. If there's a problem, it has to be a benefit to all of you, or we're wasting our time. So the idea is we go into a county or a township like this or whatever, we bring you in as a partner. You're making money. The more we bring in, the more you're making. The idea is what we're bringing here isn't staying here. We're making energy out of it, and the ash has got to go somewhere, of course. Hopefully you can go to your local landfill, or we'll take it to where we have to.
We don't have a landfill.
Okay, well, we will take it out of, well, what the idea is that we don't leave anything in your area. All we leave is the revenue. We take your liabilities, and we're going to turn them into an asset.
And obviously we could backhaul the ash out of it. That's not the end of the world.
I mean, it's consideration that you have to think about.
Right.
I'm giving you more information than anything else. And we do have a situation that we're bringing garbage in and it's leaving right away, and it's taxing our infrastructure.
You know how much interstate waste?
Participate.
I don't have the. I have it at home, but I don't have it here.
4,600.
What?
4,600.
A day.
I don't
Yeah,
have.
where are you talking? What
It
area?
just went into
The one here in
Oh, no.
on Hartley Road.
No.
Yeah, I could do this.
I only ask because I know how many trucks they bring in
And
there.
the idea is if we're bringing waste in, the ash is leaving, so that the trucks aren't running back empty. Some of the trucks are taking the ash away to the landfill they're coming from, or wherever.
Well, once again, this transfer station is operating the same way. They're bringing waste in and they're compacting and doing whatever,
Right.
putting it in trucks and they're leaving. And they are, I mean, it's taxing the infrastructure, the traffic, a lot of things are affected. And we, as a town board, have to really worry about what effect it has on our town. If it makes sense and it's good for our town, we'll do it.
And
if it doesn't make sense, then we'll be honest with you up front and say, you know what, it really will hurt our citizens.
Our idea is we have to show you a better benefit, or it's not worth it to you. If we're going to tax your roads, we got to say why you're making more revenue to make it worth it, that you can explain to your people why you put this operation in. But we honestly believe that we can do that. We can show the town's revenues and pay the fees to fix the roads and stuff. There's a lot of money in this for the hosting.
And the key is this was just a preliminary first introduction, kind of the broad.
We don't know anything about you. Now we're starting.
Right.
So,
right.
Another question. This one that you have that you keep talking about, that's in Kansas, right?
Yes.
Is that the only one you have?
That's the one we have, yes.
So everything is based on one model right now? That's an operation?
Yes, plus years of testing with the Department of Energy in the 80s, which is exactly the same unit. All we've changed is the automation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, and that one runs all the time.
When I was in sales, they always wanted to know where my customers were.
Yeah. Darn the guys.
Well, I think that in terms of the where do we go from here? Certainly, we need to go to the. You really need to be committed to this thing, and because I'm sharing a bit up front. The people in Goshen, if you take jails, landfills, transfer stations, etc., the track record, and a lot of people are not pleased with what's been done in Goshen in the last 30 years. And they will go to any length to make sure it doesn't happen again. So this is a steep mountain that you're going to have to climb to show and demonstrate to everybody, DEC, Goshen, the citizens of Goshen, Health Department of the county, etc., that this thing is what you say it is, and it can be operated safely, environmentally friendly, and cost effectively, etc., so that it doesn't blemish us one more time. Because again, we have 2 capped landfills. No one in New York State has 2 capped landfills. And we are the jail center of the county. We have more jails than it seems that's fair to have. So, and we have a transfer station. So that's the environment that people have grown up in. And so it is a very, very...
F4 again.
Big girl.
Yeah. So, I mean, so if you're thinking, well, we're going to buy it, put it in, this, and that's... it will not happen, and not because of any political group.
It's not
I'm-
because of politics.
This is just, I'm telling you, I'm trying to share with you the world in which we live.
Yes. It's
So,
only fair for you to understand the position of the town where we're coming from.
That's great.
No decisions for or against, just
Yeah.
information.
Well, I think it's important, if you guys get a chance to go out to ICM's website, look at who they are, look at their track record. I think that's right.
So you're not,
That's a good thing it works.
absolutely, you're not just passing through and dumping some stuff on there.
And
So we
the gentleman's
understand.
right,
Yeah.
it's not just this county or town, everybody's done it wrong.
Oh,
Because
absolutely.
there hasn't been the right way, this is the right way, and we're gonna prove it,
Sales
because
part of
this
your
is.
presentation right there.
I wasn't supposed to say much today,
All
but I
right.
just want to say hi.
Okay, okay.
well, listen, we do
Free
need,
country.
we have a very important subject we've got to get to, and I hate to cut
Okay.
this thing off. We could talk probably a couple more hours, but I appreciate you coming, and we'll talk about it amongst ourselves.
I appreciate it, guys, I appreciate
You know, try to give them,
Thanks.
okay?
Yes, well, thank you for your time.
Okay.
Pleasure.
Proceed.
Thank you. Thank you for your time. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much.
I'm going to take about, we're going to pick and choose on this,
Have you guys, they're gonna sit down in the morning, but they told me they're gonna monitor time.
Okay, we have one item, that I think we're right down to item 10. We'll pick up one of those other things on Thursday night. Okay.
Yep.
Hey, Dennis? Hello. Reevaluation effort.
Yeah, this is the contract for the update of the assessment records, wherein Vilma, who's a town employee, part-time, will be responsible for taking the pictures of the various tax parcels in the town and village and downloading them at a figure of $175 per parcel. If you really read it closely, what we did was, I didn't make her an independent contractor, because that would be prohibitively expensive insurance-wise. She would need workman's comp, general liability, et cetera, which adds probably around $2,000 to $3,000 to the cost. So as a part-time employee, we can contract separately with her, as we're doing, as a contractor. We'd have insurance coverage under our master policy, because she's an employee, where at the same token, she will not in any way endanger her civil service status or give her more rights than her existing part-time.
So we won't have any problem with the 1,080 hours a year?
Correct.
Or 1,040 hours a year?
Correct.
Okay.
And Barbara confirmed that with civil service.
Okay.
And that's the one aspect of it which Vilma, at this moment, to my knowledge, is not aware of, but I'm sure she's understanding in that this was to have no effect on her status.
Right.
But that's why it's worded in the manner it is.
Okay.
And again, recites the normal requirements that she's to complete it on or before November 1, her time, her car, we supply the camera, if you will,
Right.
and she's responsible for taking each picture and downloading. The only potential cost overrun might be additional structures other than the primary structure on the property, and/or properties which are not visible from the road, because again, she'll be taking it from public areas as opposed to, again, entering on private property and all that entails.
I think that in the town of Goshen, there are about 7,000 properties.
Approximately, yeah.
And probably the one she'll photograph will be about 5,000.
That's what we suspect.
Okay.
And we'll get the bulk of it done, and then we can, a specific arrangement, be it with the landowner or otherwise. It's going to take a little work, but we can
Sure.
probably manage that within house.
Right. Okay.
$175 per parcel.
Yeah, $1.75 per parcel. And the key thing there is,
$1.75.
yes,
Yeah.
per parcel.
She has to plug the car.
Yeah.
For gas, yes. we're very concentrated village, I'll think about it, we just have to grind that far.
I would check our minimum wage on this one.
Yeah, I know, notice that she also,
Minimum wage.
understand, she has to, it's a separate contract, and she acknowledges that it's in compliance, and yeah, I agree, that would potentially be an issue, because it's not
We're
right.
talking $9,000 to $10,000 for this whole
Correct.
job.
Dennis, just one question, if it's a separate contract.
Part-time.
Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
And she could knock out, well, we figure she could knock out
Yes, and such.
200 to 300 parcels a day.
Should be walk.